NFL didn't respect, but feared. This must-have features interviews with players and coaches like Bobby Hebert, Marv Levy, and much more. Hundreds of photos will take you back to the 80s when Donald Trump was just an emerging name in pop culture. Hall of Famers like Steve Young, Reggie White, and Jim Kelly all got their start in the USFL. Order your Silver Anniversary magazine at usflonline.com.
21 gigawatts! WICR. WICR.
Welcome back. We're back in the basement of La Penta.
Yes.
Back to tea time today with Abby and Dana. Kate's not feeling very well, so we have Dana standing in. Thank you, Dana, very much.
Of course. All right, so going to talk about some entertainment.
Yes, we
some
have
A&E.
Yes, we know how much Dana loves A&E.
Yes, I do.
So, what we have up first is the ever popular Dancing with the Stars segment. We always talk about Dancing with the Stars. That's our thing.
It's good timing. I mean, with your show. So.
Yes, it is. This week on Monday with Dancing with the Stars, a lot happened. It was Latin night, and everybody shook it, and some people did great, and some people we would rather they just sat down.
We just slowly backed up.
Yeah.
Out of the studio.
One of the big things that happened, the big news, is that Mark Ballas ruptured a disc in his back, and he was getting an MRI for it on Tuesday. So we'll have to see what happens with that if he's able to get back in.
Yeah. Do you know was it a dancing thing, or is he just getting old, or?
I don't know. I was watching the video of it that they had on the show on Monday, and it just looked like he was dancing, and then suddenly he just he stopped and then he just laid on the ground.
It was one of those.
It was like in the middle of a dress rehearsal too.
Like, right. Of course, it's always during the dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like every injury ever, except for like that really bad. Do you remember like Kim Johnson?
Yes.
Doing that neck thing. Oh my gosh, it still makes me cringe. Like it's so bad. That's like one of the only like really bad injuries that happen. It always seems like it's like dress rehearsal. 7 p.m. and then, like, someone gets hurt.
Who stood in for him? I don't know. It doesn't. One of the troops stood in for him. We'll get to that when we get to that part. So that was later in the show. Yes. First up, we to dance was Jodie Sweetin, our girl from Fuller House, Stephanie Tanner, my girl. I want her to do well. Yes, I love her. Yes. And Kyo Matsepe. I love him too. He is great.
Who was he with last season again?
Oh my God, he was with someone that got voted off super early. That's the thing. He's always with people that get voted off like super early. Yeah. Unfortunately,
wasn't it like the model or something?
Yes, he had the model.
I remember she had just a big chest.
Yes, I remember that. That was her entire thing. She's just like, I have a large chest, and I'm like, okay, we get it. So they danced to samba to some Skrillex, a Skrillex song. Oh wow, I didn't realize that. I actually liked it.
A Latin version. It's a Latin version of a Skrillex song.
I'm just looking at this and I'm like, it was a Skrillex song. What is that? I really liked it. I thought that it was so good, and she only got a 21 out of 30 for it, and I definitely thought that she could have. That she should have gotten better scores,
right.
But
it's 3 7s, and it's I saw it too, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What? She was moving her hips. Like, her hips don't lie, so
yep.
You should get
no,
ready.
they do not. Karine and Bruno both told her to get out of her head a little more, whatever that means, but I'm just saying, you go, Jodie. I am behind you.
Yeah, no,
I want you there.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool to me because I remember when Candace Cameron Bure was on it, and she was like talking and stuff just like throughout the season, and that Jodie Sweetin would sometimes be there to like support her and stuff, and that I remember reading in like, I don't know, like People or something like that. It was some feature on her and how she was like, yeah, I mean, I'd love to do Dancing with the Stars if they asked me.
That's the reason I want to become famous, so that I can go on Dancing with the Stars.
Well, and what's funny, though, is that Dancing with the Stars is usually like, I don't know, like C-listers, like at most. And like,
and then every once in a while you get like someone that everybody knows from like a long time ago, like Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah, or like Corbin Bleu.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
High School Musical. I love that.
Oh my God.
But what was I gonna say? But she's one of like the high, like more well known for that reason because like everyone knows her from Full House.
And
they
Fuller
might not know
House.
that's her name, but like you look at it and you're like, all right, that looks like Stephanie Tanner. But then now Fuller House, which is my pride and joy of a show,
Absolutely.
except I watched it within like 3 days. So I'm now done with that until the next season comes out.
When's it coming?
I have no idea, but at least they like approved it. They're like,
yes,
man,
I'm very happy.
I would have been a little upset, but we're all is good. Like we don't even have
all
to
is
talk
right with the
about that,
world. All right, next person up was Marla Maples. I can't read. I'm like, I know her name's Marla. Why am I seeing an I? With Tony. God bless Tony. I love
Tony.
him. They did an Argentine tango.
White teeth.
Yeah, oh my god. He lives in my state. Did you know that? He lives in Connecticut. Yeah, he's from Stanford.
Wow. I just remember him being with
Stratford?
Melissa, whoever from The Bachelor.
In the All-Star season.
And them like breaking the camera lens because both of their teeth were just like so white.
So white. Yep. Yep. That's Tony.
Yeah.
They danced the Argentine tango to Don't by Ed Sheeran, and I was super excited by it. And I was like, I actually, someone was in the room. I think it was our roommate. And I was like, I always imagine people doing the Argentine tango to this song, and she was like, I guess so. But I was really excited because she definitely did a very, very good job.
Good. And what did she get? A 20 out of 30?
She got a 20 out of 30.
That's pretty good.
Which is pretty good, especially for this point in the season.
Right. Because it's like the third week?
Second week.
Got it.
Geraldo Rivera danced with his partner Edita. Not going to even try that last name. They danced with salsa. And actually, I loved this dance, not because it was good, but because it made fun of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And it was just really funny because it had like a Mexican theme, and I just thought it was hilarious. He ended up getting a 13 out of 30, and he was voted off this week, but 13. He went out with a bang.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
It was great.
It's kind of funny to me because it's like because they are friends or whatever. I'm like, what was like the tone of that? Was it like making fun of him, or was it like?
I couldn't tell, to be honest. Like, I took it as making fun of him, but it could have just been seen as like playing off of his hatred of Mexico.
But maybe like whoever's friends with Donald Trump, like Geraldo Rivera is, that's how they express their friendship.
I don't know.
You know, like I could see
know.
that. I could see Donald Trump expressing his friendship in a similar way, where he's like, "I'm just gonna make fun of you, and we're gonna laugh about it."
Maybe that's why they're friends, because that's just how they are.
Yeah.
All right.
But he got voted off.
Yeah.
Which is sad. But not really.
He should have gotten voted off.
Last week.
Last week there wasn't anybody voted off, but like he definitely he's
so
the
he's
weakest
the first.
link. He is the weakest link. He was as bad as Billy Ray Cyrus.
Right. So he's the first. Which first of all, like Billy Ray Cyrus, you wouldn't think you'd be like you're like a really musical guy. Like wouldn't you be able to dance? No.
Nope.
No, you cannot.
That is the horror stories. Him and Kate Gosselin are the horror story. Are the horror of Dancing with the Stars.
You know, it's like her like paparazzi dance. It was with her like high
Poor
hair.
Tony.
Yeah, that was Tony.
God
too.
bless
Oh
Tony. I'm so impressed that he's been around for this long. All right. So up next was Paige Van Zant with Alan Burston. There we go. That was Mark's partner. I had forgotten. And so Mark choreographed this entire dance, and they had practiced it together. And then Alan needed to step in as a replacement for it. And she had like only a few hours to dance with him and like get ready, which is crazy.
And
but the thing is, she did so good. Like it was amazing. She got a 24 out of 30, and it was just it says here they jumped in 2 hours before showtime.
Right. Wow. And she's a boxer too, which like that would be the exact opposite of what you'd assume of like Billy Ray Cyrus, where it's like, okay, you're a boxer. Like,
yeah, like you're gonna be very stiff, but she was so fluid.
Yeah.
And
does she have like? I haven't seen a picture of her, but does she have like broad shoulders or anything? Because like that's how I always picture like.
Not really.
Know,
like she's so pretty.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
She's so pretty. So yeah, and like she's just dancing, and she's so natural at it, and I'm just like.
Maybe gonna predict a winner here. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I'm still rooting for Jodie Sweetin, but
24 though, that's pretty good.
And that was the top of the leaderboard for last night or the other night.
That
so
sets the bar high though. Which is a little stressful.
But it was super good.
If you can keep it up, like good for you. Yeah.
Yes, because some people plateau there, which is not good. But I don't think that she will. She's a hard worker.
Okay. If she has Mark, if Mark heals fast enough, she's Marcus' partner,
Mark
which
will.
is awesome.
Mark works his partner so hard.
Yeah.
Next up is Antonia Brown and Sharna Burgess. They danced the rumba, and it was an interesting.
Was it very fluid?
It was very fluid. It was good. It was a good dance.
Okay,
it was a little choppy.
Okay.
But like that's understandable. It's only week 2 and the rumba's a very, very hard dance. But the pre-taped package was very uncomfortable. I was like,
Was it?
Okay.
Why? Oh, okay. Why was it uncomfortable?
Just the way that they were talking. And I mean, I know it's the rumba, but still.
Very, very sensual.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to teach. I don't even want to say it. It made me very uncomfortable.
Look it up online.
Or don't.
Yeah.
They got a 19 out of 30, which is quite good. He was okay.
All right. He's a football player?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Kim Fields and Sasha Farber. First of all, I love Sasha. They did the salsa.
Oh, Sasha.
And this was so good.
Who's
like Kim Fields. She's got the crazy hair.
I'm trying to think of how she is famous. See, that's the thing with Dancing with the Stars. Sometimes you just don't know how some people are famous.
Nope, I have
not heard that name before.
But she was really good, which I was really impressed by
good.
because she's a little bit older, but she was still really, really good, and I just love Sasha.
Little Sasha.
I love him so much.
Great.
19 out of 30 for them.
Okay.
Niall DeMarco and Peter Murgatroyd. I love them so much. They did a rumba.
Those are two very pretty people.
They are.
Oh my gosh, Niall DeMarco. He's a deaf model, which on its own is like a feat in itself. So like good for him. But he was on America's Next Top Model, and I watched the whole season. And he was amazing, and he ended up winning it, and it was so exciting because it's very like really anything you can assume that if you're deaf, a lot of stuff is going to be way harder. But like with modeling, you like don't really think about it, and you're like, well, yeah, because people are like telling you what to do, telling you how to move stuff. So he was still able to win. So it doesn't surprise me that the next step he took was to go on Dancing with the Stars, which Marlee Matlin was on. I remember that.
She was very, very good.
And it's so interesting that you can hear the vibrations of the beat, and stuff like that to actually count, which is
and I know that
cool.
PETA actually learned a little bit of sign language so that they could talk.
That's
I just love her.
I do too.
They got a 20 out of 30, and it was amazing, and they were so pretty.
Yeah. Did you was it last year that she was with, or not last season, but the season after that, she was with James from Big Time Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very interesting.
What?
They were really good.
They were really good. And I was like, my problem with Dancing with the Stars is I ship basically everyone who's ever a partner with the other person. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, like my mom does too because we watch it together. But like, even though Amy Purdy, who's now married to her boyfriend of like 8 years, so like, okay, like I guess that's fine. But she was with Derek, and I was just like, you guys would be so cute together.
Everybody needs to be with Derek.
Like, just break up with your boyf, like it's fine.
Yeah. I only do that sometimes, except I hate doing that with Val because he just always looks like he's
a free spirit.
No, he just always looks like he's in some sort of relationship with his partners.
He does. No,
and
it
just makes me so uncomfortable. It just makes me uncomfortable.
Because he had like an older or Leah. What did he have?
It was the model girl a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
That they were like literally on top of each other every single episode, and I'm like, excuse me.
All right.
This is a family show. I know that we forget that, but it's still a family show. Next up was I still don't know how to pronounce her name. She'll probably be on next week, so it's fine. Misha Barton and Artem. Love Artem. They did the cha-cha. She was, I don't know, she just made me a little annoyed because she couldn't really hear the music, I guess, and there was like a bunch of stuff going on, and she wasn't very good about it. She wasn't very like gracious about it, and
what she ended up getting?
She ended up getting a 15.
Okay.
So I don't know. She was just like I don't know.
That's not too great.
I don't know. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a bad week for her. We'll see what happens. Are Are we going to load? I'm reading most of this off of my computer, just so you know, because I don't remember what everybody got.
Yeah. Especially this early on in the game.
Yeah, it's
understandable.
hard to remember.
Did you hear that Kim Johnson and Robert, what's his last name?
I have no idea. The super rich
German,
one.
Polish last name from Shark Tank.
Yep.
Are engaged.
Good for her. He has so much money.
And he's like, there's like more than a decade apart, like age-wise.
I mean,
but he's like okay, like I don't know how old he is, like 50, I'll just say.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of more of like a George Clooney type, where it's like, all right, like you can go over a decade if he looks like that. You know?
He's actually not that bad looking, and apparently he's like really nice. He's really good to her. So
yeah, no, I was that because it reminded me.
I shipped them. I
so
shipped them
hard.
Too.
I was like, even though he had like just gotten out of a really long marriage, so that was a little weird. But then Kim, just because she wasn't dating anyone, and I was like, guys, you're both single, let's go. And then Tom Bergeron at the end was just like, you've made her like more happy than I've like known her forever. And I'm just like, oh, Tom,
stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yep.
All right. So Von Miller and Whitney Carson. I love Whitney.
Woo.
They did a
she's
cha-cha.
friends with Whitney. Gotcha.
Oh my god. This was my favorite dance solely because of Tom's taco cart. Tom dressed up in like the Taco Man suit with the apron, and he had a taco cart. Look it up online, guys. Look this up online.
What was the theme of the dance again?
It was the cha-cha. Like there wasn't really any reason to it because she was just like she was with her friends buying a taco. And then he comes up and he's like, "Hey, babe. Hey, little mama, want to dance?" And I'm just like, Tom's taco cart. They literally just wanted to put Tom in an apron and a little hat, and that makes me so happy.
Anything with Tom in it. I'm like, all right, that's good. But Von Miller's from the Broncos, so that's how I know.
Yes, he was very good. He got a 20 out of 30.
That's very impressive.
The only thing that I remember that they didn't really like was that Whitney didn't really stay very true to a traditional cha-cha. It was very all over the place, which Whitney doesn't usually do. But
right. And that's always hard though, because it's like, that's not necessarily the dancer's fault, and they're judging more of the dancers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, who do you?
But it was just like a call out for her, like, hey, wake up, don't do that.
Right.
Wanya Morris and Lindsay Arnold. I loved their dance. They got a 24 out of 30 as well, putting them at the top of the leaderboard too. They did a salsa. He was so light on his feet. It was amazing. They were moving all over the place. I was like, oh my God.
Do you know what he's from? What he does?
Nope. Nope. Not a clue.
Though, that's very impressive, because who was on the top again? It was 24 out of 30. It was
Paige.
And who was her partner?
Alan was her partner tonight because Mark Ballas.
But it's Mark's. Okay, because it's like Lindsay, like I'm always impressed when it's like the newer people, you know, like Whitney and Alfonso. Like, oh,
God bless them.
Yeah, loved that. But I always like it, because it's like then you kind of, you know, you get that under your belt. You're like, I actually had a nice partner, which I know like the producers kind of have like a solid role in assigning who to who, because they usually put like the, you know, like really like old 70-year-old guy, or like something with someone who's like newer.
Yeah, they usually, and like the older people usually get the better ones. Like, I hate to say that, but it's true.
Like, trying to think now. I remember, because then they've had a bunch of different generations on this show, where it was like, I remember one, it was like someone was 15 and like the oldest was like 75. And
my favorite was when Mark Ballas danced with what was her name?
Sadie Robertson?
No, the girl from the Hunger Games who played Prim, and she was like 14.
Willow something.
Willow, yeah. Willow Smith. Nope.
That would be another celebrity.
I also thought Willow Pape, but like we're not going there.
Yeah, I forget what her last name is, but yeah, the girl who plays Primrose. That was so good.
She was really good, but I was like,
Mark
I don't want to watch her do the rumba.
Yeah. Mark and Derek do, because like Derek, they put the younger people with him too. When he's been on the
Zendaya
show.
got Val, and I was so nervous.
Oh yeah,
because Val is very
like, it's just a Schmierkowski,
it's just how he is. Like, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just the way that he choreographs.
Right.
And I was like, Zendaya's 16.
I
Be
know.
careful, don't get arrested.
Yeah.
So up next, Doug Flutie and Karina. They did the Paso Doble. I was so angry that they were the only ones that did a Paso Doble, because I love the Paso. And that was really good. Got a 20 out of 30. Flutie played for the Pats. They are my team, I guess. from my mother. I like eating, so I root for the Pats. And he was really, really, really good. I was really impressed. He was very strong, and it was great.
They have a couple football players on this season.
Mm-hmm.
They always have like one football player, but
there's like
got three
or four. I think there might be four.
Wow.
And last up was Ginger, Z, and Val. We were just talking about them. I'm talking about Val. They did the samba to "Sorry" by Justin Bieber, and she got a 21 out of 30, and she was quite good, actually. I was a little surprised. Apparently, they were flying back and forth from New York all week, so like, good for her.
I'm so impressed that they're able to do that. I was reading an article on People because she just had a kid too, like she just had a baby, and I'm like, you're okay. I'm like, let me get this straight. You're like a new mom, like your kid's not even a year yet. You work in New York and you're doing Dancing with the Stars in LA. I was just like, how is that even possible?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Like, mad respect. I'd like add a little, I'd like factor that in if I was a judge. I'd be like, all right, but like, good for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're going to play a song and then we'll be back to wrap up the show.
Yep.